Okay, we're in the plane between planes. We're about to enter one of these prisons. Prison of the Earth Lord.
We'll need a key for this.
Okay, sort of guess that might be the case. Otherwise, why would they stay in the prison? But we have an alternative location, and that's the grey-looking blob in the middle of the map. That's some kind of a helmet or a head of a gigantic thing. Shield, sword, hell. Need to switch our weapons a bit. And here. Escaton's palace. Looks a bit different from here. Gigantic skeleton. The destroyer ranged from a macabre palace. So what kind of being would choose to live inside the skull of a 400-foot-tall giant?
Come on, let's go in!
Wait. Only 1 hour on regeneration left. That's not much. Recast it. We've been here for a long time. Oh, this looks like a maze. I hate mazes. They're not fun. Like at all fun. Not even remotely fun. Shit. Secret doors and mazes. What a wonderful thing. Switches! I'm not gonna press any switches because I don't know what happens to them, so I want to map out this level as much as possible before starting to touch any switches. I probably open these doors. Who knows? Let's see. Aether champion.
Take that!
These aren't that bad. They're the old behemoth models, but they look much better when they're of smaller scale. They don't have such trouble moving about, so it's from a gameplay perspective, it's a good choice to make. Old model, but a much more, this door is locked too. Old model, but a much better working monster. Okay, the switches will probably open doors. Doors like these. There's no red lining on this wall. It's still closed. I still prefer to map out this place fully before starting to play with the switches. That way I know I've pressed all of them. Let's start with this. Okay, they all started up from an upward position. Yeah, that's open now. And that isn't. Don't really get the point of this place.
Very weak.
Developable bow.
Huh.
Armor class plus 18. Yeah.
Huh. Huh. Huh.
We'll take the bow. You have what? +7 double damage versus undead. 7. It's more damage. I don't care about the double damage against dead. 18 to armor class. Or luck +5. I'll take the 18 to armor class, thank you. More gold. We might as well go. Oh, drain hit points from target, increase weapon speed. Jesus Christ, that's a good bow.
Very weak.
Spell point speed, intellect. Hit points, regenerate hit points. Sling potion. +10 to all 7 statistics.
Very weak.
Water resistance +21. It's very weak, by the way. It's,
Very weak.
okay. Yep. Let's take a quick peek. +10 to all 7 statistics. If anyone has any statistics boosting rings, we will replace it. Endurance 17. Might and personality +10. Yeah. Get +10 to all 7 statistics instead. Here, 10 hit points, regenerate hit points. Yeah, it's a bit better than a normal glove. +10 spell point speed, intellect. I don't think we need that. Yeah, it's still better than that. Yeah. +6 spell points or +10 to spell point speed and intellect. The speed will be mainly useful. Being an intelligent priest is totally a waste of time. Yeah. There aren't that many enemies here either.
Very
so
weak.
+10 spell points, regenerate spell points.
Very weak.
+30 fire resistance, regenerate hit points. +30 fire resistance, regenerate hit points.
Very weak.
+10 to endurance, armor hit points. This is insanely, insanely good items here. And more of them. Armor class +25 or... yeah. Armor master skill. You don't need armor master. But the helmets. Endurance and armor. Yeah, you'll get the regeneration helmet. Bows. Wonder how much experience we're getting from this. We could level up at least 3 times. Yeah, the rate of fire is pretty ridiculous. There's something odd about this. Maybe it's nothing. Armor class +24. Jesus. These 6 to 15 points of electrical damage.
Very weak.
That's 12 points of body damage. Okay, let's look at the inventory situation. Train. Yeah, it's a bit better. Yeah. It's a bit better. What kind of bow do you have? Double damage versus dragons. Scrap. You can go away. Might be an interesting idea to play mostly a physical range combat party. A lot of archers, things like that. And just have one cleric as
Very
a
weak.
booster. You could get pretty interesting damage potential out of them. But it would be dependent on getting good bows. Otherwise you pretty much would be fudged. Thoroughly fudged. Okay, I guess the point of this maze is to find all the switches. It's nothing more complicated than that. Yeah, rate of fire, pretty nice. Pretty nice indeed. Or necrotic wand of shrinking. Not very good items. Plus 10 to all stats is great, but we can get more than 100 plus a single spell, so what's the point of getting 10 more points in a stat? Fire resistance plus 25. Plus 10 to spellbound speed, intellect, yeah. Take that.
Very weak.
What was it? A ring, fire resistance plus 21. We have a weak resist items on some people. Fire resistance plus 6. Yeah. Fire resistance plus 25. Minor difference. Reservation running out again. Yeah, let's go. Seems like a place we haven't been in. Yeah, this should be down if I pressed it. They all start up. That's the only thing you need to know.
It is defeated.
Okay. Yeah, we visit the other side of this place. Oh. Yeah, there wasn't much there. We again press the switch. Ah. This is I dislike the one dangerous thing about mazes, which also I think is a one reason you should think very hard before using them, is that if you have some kind of inertia with a game, good flow with the story and action, once you hit a maze, that all that stops. Just a cold stop. Again, I don't really recall why I came here anyway, because I'm just blindly wandering around trying to find switches in a goddamn huge maze. Yeah, this is amazingly huge maze. Ah. So if you have then if you have a, we had a sort of a repetitive fetch quest to get the key to access here, and it starts out fine with the crystal enemies, and then a new place, new enemies, and then we hit the maze, and the game just stops. It's going to be who God knows who know how long this is gonna take. An hour. Even if we know what we need to do, still it's going to take time. It's gonna take a lot of time. There's a huge part of this map that haven't been explored yet. I might as well cast the Lloyd's Beacon in here. Some new places have opened up. Is this open? Yeah. That is not. There should be a switch here. There has to be a switch here. But that's not the direction we want to go. We need either the southern or northern tower to be open. At least one more switch remains. Exciting gameplay! Mathematic 8. These are one of those times when you have a, if you have an option, you have in a situation where you're sort of out of ideas.
Very weak.
And
Very weak.
Think maybe we should implement something. Otherwise, this ending area is a bit too short. It's not a. It'll only last perhaps an hour or something like that to play through. So let's add a gigantic maze here too, so people have more to play. That's sort of a, every time you have such thoughts, just don't do it. I'd rather play a sort of a flowing solid hour of a game than do this. It's tedious. It's so tedious. Maze in itself isn't a bad thing. But you have to have something compelling gameplay in the maze to keep things sort of interesting. Enemies that are of no consequence, and this isn't as a puzzle. This is just me going around looking at every corner to find the switch, and if I press it, I know what I've done with it. I don't have to. There's not even switch puzzles, which are probably the most annoying thing ever devised by mankind. One of the reasons why even though I've played a lot of more of an even older school role-playing game that are basically real dungeon crawls, I've avoided replaying those because I don't recall the puzzles, and
I took another one out.
what I fear the gameplay will be is that I'll have to stop the game very often to work out the puzzle myself. Otherwise, it's going to be like an hour of me trying different kind of puzzle switch combinations, and most of the time not producing any kind of visible results. So it's simply
no match for me. Victory is ours.
It's not fun for anyone. I'm not saying that makes the game bad, but it's a terrible game to try to record because you're not really playing the game. You're just maybe have the game on, but what you're really trying to do is you're trying to puzzle things out in your own mind, not really playing the game. So you might as well just look at a walkthrough and look at the answers directly, because that's what the recording is going to be. Even if I solve the puzzles myself. I'll actually put a Lloyd speak in here, so if we have to from here back to here, I can just cast a spell. Don't have to walk through the maze. There are some kind of maze puzzles and things that aren't that bad. Some games have them, but the entire gameplay or game isn't compromised of it, so that's fine. If you get stuck for a couple of puzzles, that's not a bad thing. But if the whole game's like that, that's pretty terrible. I have no idea where I need to go though. Let's try the beacon we just set up. Ah, Escaton's throne room. I sense some small presence in this chamber, greater than gnats, but so much less than myself. Where is it? Ah, there it is. What have we here? Some of the beings of Jadame. Yes. Destroy them? Surely within my rights, but no. Has been a slow millennia. Perhaps they will provide some diversion. Speak then, lower ones. What would you have of Escaton, the destroyer of worlds? Yeah, that's a good title. Who are you? I am Escaton, the destroyer, also called Devil's Doom, the spider in the web gate, and ruin. There are places where I am worshipped as a god, but to myself I think of myself only as a servant to my greater masters. Know too that I have brought the cataclysm to your world, which must be destroyed. It is a doom you have brought on yourselves by failing to eliminate the devil Kriegans from your realms. That's not actually true. Yeah, about Kriegans. The time since the silence, your world has lost knowledge of the Kriegans' origin. That they resemble the devils of myth has been enough for you, and indeed, devils is what most call them. The truth is they came from the beyond. Before they attacked us, my masters had no knowledge of them. The Kriegans infest your worlds and spread if they can. It would seem in an endless universe that they could expand in another direction than ours, but they have not made this choice, so we must defend ourselves from them. Okay, who are your masters? My masters are those who created me. They gave me form and function. I have thus proven indestructible. I destroy worlds infested by Kriegans. Kriegans have been a problem, I think, for a couple of games now at least. But they should be pretty much. They're not a power anymore. They've been wiped out. And I think we wiped. They were basically destroyed mainly in the 6th game. They had a presence in the 7th game, but there we pretty much wiped out the last remnants of destroyed their colony leaders. Final colony leaders, so they're dead. Cataclysm. The world will be destroyed by the elemental forces that created it. The crystal in Jarame's central city compels those who live on the elemental planes open their worlds onto yours. When their worlds meet at the crystal, the reaction will unleash irrepressible destruction across the land, sky, and sea. All things living will live no longer. What about save the world? Yes, your world does need saving. The cataclysm, if not stopped, will destroy it utterly. Wondery for you, I, as bringer of the cataclysm, know how it can be ended. Further, I acknowledge that since there are no longer Kriegans on your world, it need not be destroyed. But as servant to my masters, I am compelled to let the cataclysm continue by not divulging my knowledge to you. Okay, so he actually knows the hell. Still, I will ask you some questions. Perhaps there is something for you in the answers. Little one. Where does one serve to pay? It's not free to leave, but is free when one leaves. Close. Um, riddles. Okay. Riddle 1, 2, 3. Okay. Where does one serve to pay? He's not free to leave, but is free when one leaves. Serve to pay. To prison. Yes, your answer seems to fit the riddle nicely. First, that is the correct answer. Riddle, riddle 2. What is there when you enter a room and cannot go be outside, or you leave the door open? Um, I'm not good with riddles. Definitely not. Inside? Is that it? You enter a room and you cannot be outside, so you... What is there when... Inside? The vagaries of language are many. Still, your answer seems to apply well to the question. Okay, third question. A moon-colored box. Meant to be opened from the inside, protects the sun-colored treasure of life. What is it? It's an egg. I would judge that you've answered the riddles correctly. I suppose in asking them to you I have in some way helped you. As far as I and my nature are concerned, this is sufficient. So, prison inside egg. As a reward for your performance, take this small bubble. I have more than one and therefore more than I require. And see, I can give it to you because I don't know you have the knowledge to use it. Nah. Okay. He's trying to work around his programming, I guess, or contract or whatever he's under. He can't help us, but he just asks us riddles, and the answers gave us what we really needed. And as a reward, we got the keys to the prison. It's sort of an odd game in that sense that there's not a evil villain at the end we have to defeat. It wasn't particularly evil. Didn't want to destroy the world. Or acknowledge at least that it's totally pointless since there are Koreans here anymore. Prison of the Lord of Air. I think we'll leave it at here. Depending on how long each of these prisons is, we'll either do one per session or we'll do all of them. We'll see. We'll see that in next time.